thought I'd do a quick video while I'm waiting for my train to Wales. So I'm all finished up in London and I'm heading to my next ancestral destination, which is where my father's mother Norma is from, just outside of Swansea. So I'll meet you in Wales. Bye!
That was quite significant. Living as chapel.
You know, like I can't imagine that these buildings are that new. Oh, Hendy Farm.
Oh. What said that?
Yeah, it said the Hendy Farm on Swansea Terrace. So do you think that's it? Shall we just go to the end just to see?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Over here, yeah?
Yeah, we'll just go to the end. But it did say the Hendy Farm on Swansea Terrace.
That's it. Oh, this is it?
Yeah.
This is the farm?
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, look at this. The rugby ground now.
Oh, is it now?
Every farm should have a rugby ground.
Right, so I managed, by a stroke of luck, to find my grandmother Norma's farm. My grandmother Norma Davies, was born December 31st, 1924 in Hendy, Pontardulais, Wales, just outside of Swansea. She was born to William Davies and Rachel Matthias. William Davies was born, he was from Llaneldy, and Rachel Matthias was from here, so I suppose he moved here from Llaneldy to be with her. From what I can tell, the Matthias clan are quite close, very insular, and very proud of who they were, and so I can imagine that Rachel Matthias wouldn't want to leave her family because I think, yeah, they're quite close. They had 8 children here, one of whom was my grandmother Norma. I guess you'd call her my nan, as they say here. And her uncle, Arthur Hayden, ran the butcher shop at 138 St. Taylor Street. It's like the high street in Pontardulais, just down the road. And their family also ran the butcher shop at 134 St. Taylor Street. So when my grandmother was 5, just about 6, they left for Canada. I'm not sure why they left for Canada. Maybe I'll figure it out later. So Rachel and her husband William Davies and his brother and the children moved to Canada, to Ontario, on August 29th, 1929, to Guelph via Liverpool, which is quite interesting actually, because it's almost the exact same time as my great-grandfather left from Greenwich to Canada. They left almost at the exact same time. They both left via Liverpool, and they came to the same spot in Canada. They both came to Guelph, essentially. There, they settled in a town called Milton in Ontario, and they farmed the land there. And from what I could tell, it was incredibly difficult. It was pioneering in Canada, cold winters, when you're used to, lush, temperate Welsh climate. And one of the boys died in the first year, right around Norma's birthday, around New Year's. He was trampled to death by horses. And then, I can't remember, is it Mabel? Someone will have to remind me. One of the girls lost an eye that year, like really hard going, but they made a go of it, and most of the family remains there today. Like, our family still occupies that land in Ontario, in Milton. I'm not sure when or why. I have to ask my dad about that. But Norma made her way out to British Columbia, and she had 2 children. She had 2 boys, my dad and his brother, and his brother only had 1 kid. My dad never had kids, or so they thought. And so my grandmother Norma, who came from a large family, a huge family here. You say you're a Matthias in Pontardulais, and yeah, you have hundreds of cousins. My grandmother is still alive. She's 94. She'll be 95 this December 31st. I found her through my dad because I did DNA testing, and when I went to go meet her, the first thing she said was, "Do I know you?" in like a beautiful Welsh accent. And I said, "No, you don't." And she said, "Oh, because you look familiar." And I was like, "Yeah, there's a reason for that." And she said, no, you look like you're from Pontardulais." And I said, "Oh yeah, that's because I'm your granddaughter," and had to explain it to her. And she said, "Okay, well, I guess the important part is that we're family, and I love you." And she gave me a big, huge hug and a big kiss on the cheek. She's such a sweetheart. I love her. Love her so much. She's such a sweetheart. I'm excited to show her the video of the Hendy farm. Yeah, so I suppose I'll just show you around a bit. So there's Hendy Farm House. Just walk up the lane a little bit. And then that's the main road into the Hendy farm. And maybe if I stand on the tippy top of this wall here, maybe we can get a view. There, not bad. And I'll go down and then we can see the wreckage. Record a nice long bit for my dad so you can see what it's like.
He's never been, has he?
No. And his mum never went back either, actually.
But your mum would recognise this.
Oh, did she?
No, well, she went back to England when before my dad was born, when his brother was about 6, and she came by herself with just her and her son, and apparently it was really quite stressful. So she went to go visit her sister.
There's a sign there. There's a sign up there.
You would cross like by boat, so it was a long journey with just her, and apparently he was quite the handful, and she felt so exhausted that she didn't actually make it back over to Wales, so she never made it back. And she thought,
wasn't Swansea to travel around there, was it? Like in
exactly. So she probably won't make it back. Like
she didn't have cars, and you know the train service
Right, I'm
wasn't.
going to do a complete
Train service wasn't how it was. It is.
I recognise something from it.
Oh yeah,
So I'm going to go
that's
right
a good idea,
round
yeah.
and then find a parking spot.
This is for you, Grandma Norma.
Before did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? There it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. So now we're in downtown Pontardulais. I wanted to show you the butcher shop that belonged to my grandmother's uncle. They actually ran 2, I found out they ran 2 butcher shops and a grocery right in the middle. So the butcher shop is now that big salon, and the grocer is now a vape shop, and the other butcher shop is a tattoo parlor. And I found out that the butcher shop that my grandmother's uncle ran, Arthur Hayden Matthias, he really supported our whole family with this butcher shop, so it's actually it's a really important part of my family history. Yeah, so I'll just show you. And there's the church across the street. So we just walked past the butcher shop, the grocer, and the other butcher shop. Couldn't really see very much, so I'm going to take you across the street so you can get a better view. I wasn't meaning to come to Llanelli on purpose, but this is where my great-grandfather is from. It's just down the road from where my great-grandmother was from. So, still the same area. There's a bit of a view there. Not much. Trees are there. Ah, there we go. Llanelli. Unfortunately, I don't have an address for my great-grandfather. You see, the Matthias were so close that I think my great-grandfather just was adopted into my, he was a Davis, but I think he was just adopted into my great-grandmother's family, so to speak. Like, she became a Davis, but really, I think they were Matthias.
Look at these houses.
Ooh, Tex-Mex Steakhouse.
Oh, look at that.
Oh wow, look at those.
Those things.
You've never been here?
No, no. Wow, these are beautiful.
Yeah. I think Llanelli is quite posh.
Isn't it?
Yeah, look. So that was downtown Llanelli. And I had to stop